Welcome back to another edition of Talon Talk. This is episode 10. We'll be talking to two volleyball players as they get into the home stretch of their season. The home finale is this Friday. But before we get to that interview and previewing the next week, let's rehash the last week of Osprey athletics action. UNF men's basketball has won both of its home games after topping a strong Georgia Southern team 80-77. That was on Monday. The Eagles were picked to finish atop the Sun Belt Conference, so a very big win. Women's basketball set the UNF program record with 110 points and a drubbing of Warner, and Alexis Gordon dropped double digits in scoring Wednesday despite a loss on the road to a tough number 17 Miami squad. Men's soccer won a thriller to start the ASUN Championship, coming back from a 2-0 deficit to defeat Liberty in the quarterfinals, but number 2 FGCU was just one goal better in the semis as men's soccer bowed out of postseason play. Swimming and women's tennis both went to Tallahassee. The swim team tops Florida Southern, but the host Seminoles in West Florida topped the Ospreys in the other parts of the tri-meet, and women's tennis had a good finish to its fall season, with Leah Grenberg and Lucia Montano winning their respective singles brackets. Montano also picked up ITA rankings. Well done for her. And in volleyball, UNF went one-on-one on the weekend, making it 6-0 UNF in the River City Rumble after a 3-1 defeat of Jacksonville. Liberty got in the way Sunday, but Taryn Griffey eclipsed 300 blocks for her career and became a new record holder for UNF's Division I era, notching her 49th solo block, which is a record for Division I days at North Florida. Individual honors, Juliana Askew was tabbed ASUN Freshman of the Week for the second time this year, and Solimar Sestero was named ASUN Co-Player of the Week. That's 8 weekly awards for the Ospreys this year. And with that volleyball note, let's get into our interview today. Alessia Venturelli and Miriam Stingl are in the studio. We don't just have one guest in the studio today. We have two guests. They're late in the season with volleyball this year. We have Miriam Stingl and Alessia Venturelli. Thanks so much. I know it's a busy time right now. Thanks for coming in.
Hello. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. We've also got a video shoot going on in the background as well, so we're doing a little bit of extra work today. So it's your first year at the Division I level, but both of you have played collegiately already, obviously playing at the junior college level. What's that been like this first year?
I would say it's been challenging at the beginning because there's a lot of things that are different, but I really enjoyed it, and there's a lot of more resources at Division I than at a junior college, and I really enjoyed the time that I've been here, and I can't wait to keep growing for my next year here. So
Yeah, I've been liking it as well. I think our conference is very challenging, and I don't know, I like the level. I think it's really different from the JUCO one, and I don't know, I like it.
So playing junior college ball, you guys were playing in Europe, trying to figure out what you're going to do for your next step.
Mm-hmm.
How did that happen? How did you get connected to play overseas and to play here in the States? And did you think you would play overseas?
So I honestly, during high school, I didn't know I was going to play in the States or anything, but I knew I wanted to keep playing volleyball and have get a college degree at the same time, and in Europe we don't really have that. So, and I wanted to study abroad too. And how I came to the States was this agency. It's called Volley USA, and you just create a profile and they evaluate you, and that's how you get recruited, kind of through videos and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. How about you for you, Les?
So I went to this club in Italy, and a lot of older players decided to come here and play in university or college. And so I was interested in the idea of it, but I haven't really thought about it during all my high school. And then my last year, I was I just want to do something different, get away, explore the world.
Yeah.
And so, with another agency, I just made this highlight video and just started the recruiting process.
So did you almost come to UNF before going to Laramie?
So not really. I mean, I don't know if you know, but to come here you have to take 2 exams, and one is the TOEFL, and it works for the junior college mainly, and the other one is the SAT. And I didn't do very good in the SAT, but my TOEFL score was pretty high, so I committed at the beginning Florida State College at Jacksonville, and then something went wrong, so UNF was interested in me, but my SAT score wasn't that good. That's where
I
decided to go to Wyoming.
That's fair.
To
Yeah,
JUCO.
it's a lot of steps for
Yeah.
players and playing tennis and
Yeah.
obviously volleyball, getting more international soccer players. I mean, you hear a lot of those cases. How about for you? Because you've spent 2 years though.
Yeah.
In JUCO.
Well, kind of like I talked to the agency that recruited me, and they're like a lot of international players do that they start with the junior college route and then they keep going, just because it's like easier to, I don't know, like get adopted to a culture, like everything, like the language, and I don't know, it was just,
It's like a transition period for your life in a way.
completely.
Yeah.
I would say it's just like a smaller environment.
Yeah. You can manage things more. I mean, it's just a different experience at Division One, and I mean your expectations are going to be even higher. Obviously, not that the coaches don't want you to succeed there.
Yeah.
Was that exciting for you to come over here and be in junior college as it was, or what was that like?
Well, for me, I thought about transferring after 1 year, but then you get attached to a team and everything, and I kind of just wanted to like get my associates and then transfer, but it was definitely a good experience, and yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I knew I was going to transfer after 1 year, but I don't know. I enjoy my time in my junior college. I made a lot of friends, so it was kind of hard. And not going to lie, I thought about like staying another year and then see after that. But I don't know, I was excited to come here. So
talk about your times living where you guys did, because you were in Texas and you were by Houston, right?
Yeah.
And then you were in Wyoming. Yeah. And now you're in Jacksonville, so I mean it's very different. So just talk about that.
Yeah. Wyoming. It's a weird place. Very empty, not much to do, but I had a great time because of the people I met there, like not just my teammates, but my college wasn't that big, so it was kind of like a community, and we all knew each other, and I had a great time just like hanging out with people all the time. But
yeah,
for you,
kind of like, well, I came to Texas in July, and I almost like died because it was so hot.
Especially there in Texas.
Yeah, and just like at the beginning, people were just like speaking so fast in their like southern accent. I don't know, it was just funny. But I really liked it. Like the people were super nice, and I made a lot of good friends. And even like one of my roommates, like her family even asked if I want to go like to spend Thanksgiving with them. So they were all super welcoming. But it was also kind of like a community, even though it was close to Houston, so it was kind of different. Sometimes we just would go to the city or something, but I definitely enjoyed it there.
You had more of a diverse population and city experience than you did. So how did you get there? I mean, your first time getting there, did you fly into like another major airport and then drive there, or did you get explain that
story. So my parents and I decided to go.
So your parents came with you?
Yeah, my parents came with me because I don't know, like I didn't know how to speak English at all. And my mom went to like study English in high school, and so she was like, well, I can help you maybe. It didn't work. But so we traveled to Denver International Airport, which is 2 hours far from Cheyenne, Wyoming, where my college was. And we were like, well, once we get to the airport, we're just gonna rent a car and travel, like drive all the way there. We got to Denver International Airport on a Sunday, I think. Everything was closed. They didn't have,
Oh, so the car rentals were closed. Yeah.
And I don't know, like the airport looked shut down. It was like crazy.
What time of year did you get there? In the summer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was, I think, August 21st, my birthday.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
No cars to rent, so we Uber all the way there.
Oh my god, I didn't even know that.
So that was probably
$400,
$500.
$200. Yeah.
But whatever it takes to get there, right? But you got there safely?
Yes.
So what'd you do at that point? So did your mom have to Uber back?
No,
she rented a car? Yeah.
And I don't know. We rent a car in Cheyenne, actually, and then, I don't know, we were fine, but it was funny. So
how was that language barrier for you the first like probably half a year at least year?
Hard.
Because you've come a long way. I mean, that's a lot of progress.
Yeah. No, definitely. At the beginning, it was very, very bad. And, I mean, I didn't really know how to express myself, how to say things, but I think the hardest thing was, like, understanding people and what they were saying, because, like, I don't know, you learn English at school, but it's not like that. Like, people talk super fast and, like, their slang, and so it was just...
I mean, in Wyoming is another subculture in the United States. It's like you can't really compare it to a lot of other places,
I think school helped me a lot. Like, I started with an English class, and my English teacher was awesome. She helped me super, like, so much. And then you just start talking and talking and talking, and you learn it.
How was your first, year living here?
It was hard too. I kind of spoke English before I came here because like I learned at school and stuff, but still like I thought I could speak, but I really couldn't. And then the hardest part was probably like understanding people. Like even like my coach, sometimes I would not know what was like the drill we were doing, like the words I have to use and stuff. But I honestly got used to it really quick. Like after 2 months, I was already like very not fluent, but I could, like I knew what I was going to say, and like I could put it into words at least.
Instead of like struggling every time I knew I had to ask for something simple. What am I going to say? What are the words to use? And going through that.
Sorry.
Yeah, go for it.
The hardest part was they put me in a speech class my first semester, and I had to like present stuff like 5 minutes
speech
long.
Class, the worst one.
And I was like, why? Like I don't even know how to speak yet, but it kind of helped me. So I think now like we've come a long way, both of us. Probably, yeah.
Were there other international players on your team?
Yeah. Well, I had a girl from Czech Republic.
Okay.
And like Puerto Rico, so like not really international, but yeah.
For you, Les? No.
No, I was the only one.
Really?
Yeah.
So why those schools, and then transition into how Coach Wright, Coach Inlow, Strack, they got in contact with you, and how the process evolved here?
So sorry for me, honestly, I didn't really know about like what is like a good school, what is not a good. I just knew that like the region we were playing in for junior college was pretty good, and like I wanted to be somewhere where it's warm, and the coach is kind of like, I don't know, she was very nice, and like I just liked the environment and like the way like we communicated. Like we talked like a lot over Skype. Obviously I never went there before, but we talked a lot like over Skype and FaceTime and stuff before I made my decision, and it was just like a gut feeling, honestly. And with Coach Wright, she saw one of my like film videos or something at the tournament, at the NCAA tournament, because the agency that recruited me first still had me on their list, and she reached out to me, and that's how we got in contact. So yeah.
Yeah, for me, I mean, as I said, it was just like a weird process because of these exams. So I started talking with Coach Wright before going to my junior college, knowing that I would have transferred here after my first year. And I went to that junior college because it was like the only option basically. Like, I decided before to come to Florida State College, and so like all my other options were gone, and this coach was like, I still have a scholarship if you want to come and don't want to wait an extra year, just and like have to retake the SAT and see how it goes. Like, you can just come here. I was like, yeah, cool. And I ended up in like actually a good college. We went to nationals, so yeah, it was a good choice.
So and then you come to North Florida after that.
Yeah.
How was that process?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
I thought it's gonna be harder, but like I think since I already like made the transition one time, like this one was pretty smooth. Like everybody was super welcoming. Like the team is great. So
Yeah, same for me. Like,
Yeah, that's good. That's
Yeah,
a good
no.
thing, and it's a good place. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a little bit
Yeah.
warmer than, a lot of other options, and it's a
True.
great location. And you guys are both contributing a lot, and you're, if not starting, you're playing in every match. How has the competition been? Just kind of explain the difference between what you grew up playing against in Europe and then playing over here. Are there different styles?
I think different styles probably. Competition wise, it's like I don't really even remember but it's definitely like different for me. But we had I played in a really good club back in Europe, so we had pretty good competition. But I still think like it's a different level for me at least.
Yeah. The level I would say is very good here, and I don't know. One thing that like is super different for me is the substitutions during like a match. Like here is like with DSs and stuff, there are a lot of substitutions, and back at home there are like the 7 players that start, and that's pretty much it.
That's what you're doing. That's
Yeah.
you're staying with
Yeah.
those people. I mean, you see who's
Unless
on the
it's
court at
really
the
bad.
start. Unless were you playing, DS libero back in Italy and playing outside, or is it similar for you guys?
Yes, I was a libero back at home. Yeah.
I was a right side, kind of
Okay.
like how I started the season. I just like moved to the outside due to injuries and stuff.
Sure.
But yeah.
What has it been like adjusting to playing here in terms of the routine and the practice schedule and the travel? Has it been an easy adjustment for you guys?
I mean, I would say that like back at home, you have school and then volleyball, like 2 separate things, because we have like clubs, not sports inside the high school or school system. So here it's just like all together. So you go to practice and then you have class and you have study hall. So I don't know. I think it was hard to adjust to it because I had to actually like make a schedule and manage my time in a different way, respect of like what I did at home.
Kind of like what she said. I think it's just everything is kind of just like together. So like, it's like good because you have like a support system and everything, but it's kind of just a lot. I would say it's just more. I think it's more time and effort that I ever put into volleyball than before, honestly.
Yeah.
But I like it. Like,
What have you guys learned about yourselves as players?
ooh, that's a good question. I think I learned that I always want to get better. Like I'm super hard on myself, but even like let's say I mess up and like I get mad at myself, the next day I'm gonna be like, okay, today like it's gonna be better, and I don't know. Yeah.
I would say focusing more on my teammates rather than myself, especially here. Like Coach Rye has this, like his bring is this culture in our program, and it's, I don't know, all about energy, drive, being like all together as a team. And I don't know, like I think I improved a lot in this field.
Do you guys have a favorite match this year or favorite trip that you've had so far?
I enjoyed the one in New York.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Made time to go up there instead of,
Yeah.
just playing the match. And thankfully you got, because
Definitely.
that was the long trip for you guys. You went up to New Jersey
Yeah,
and then
it
came down to
was,
Florida
it
Gulf
was.
Coast and played, and then came back and went to Bethune and,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was a lot, but it was pretty. Like, I've been to New York last year, but it was just cool to be there with the team and everything.
Mhm.
But yeah, that was definitely my favorite trip too.
Mm-hmm. So where in Italy is your hometown then?
It's north of Italy. It's not a big city. It's called Modena.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I would say in between Milan and Florence.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are there things that you guys miss about home at all?
The food.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely the food.
That's what I figure everybody is going to say. I had Veronica Klimplova plays on the softball teams from Czech Republic, and she
Mhm.
said the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what food are you getting? What food do you miss?
I don't even.
Just
I
your
don't
home
know.
cooked
Like,
meals?
yeah,
Just things that you'll have
everything.
cooked all the time at
Yeah.
home?
Definitely. I just feel like sometimes, like, not to be like rude or anything.
Yeah.
Just the weird combinations that like Americans put together is just like funny to me. Like
That's
like,
fair.
the way
yeah.
to do their pasta, like it's just like I don't know.
Well, I mean, if somebody's going to be critical of pasta, it's going to be Europeans.
Yeah, but
She always makes fun of me because like there's no way you put chicken in your pasta back at home, and here like
What are you putting, beef or
I don't know,
pork,
it's
or
just
do you
like-
just No, yeah.
Sometimes
she
beef,
says
Yeah.
you eat like pasta and chicken, but
Yeah.
you don't eat
Not inside the
Yeah.
sauce?
Yeah, and so like she always makes fun of me because I'm like, I don't want chicken in my pasta.
That's probably the biggest difference on. And another thing is like, even like volleyball wise, I noticed a lot. The culture here like is a lot of like being very like extrovert, like talking a
Yeah.
lot. And like for me at the beginning, that was really hard because I was just used to. We would cheer and stuff, but it's more just like you're like that's your job. You do this. It's more just like I don't know how to
It's
explain
like
it.
you're like
And here-
just focusing on just executing
Mm-hmm.
and doing it, not versus maybe communication on the court or
Yeah,
expressing emotion.
giving, Yes,
Yeah.
like.
Mhm.
But I think it's definitely helpful. It was just something I like need to learn, needed
Mhm.
to learn, and still sometimes
Mhm.
notice I don't do
Mhm.
quite as much.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But going back to the food thing, what do you miss? What's better there?
What food is bad? Like is better there? Like
Yeah.
I don't know.
What do you miss? I want to know. I'm curious of what you miss there, or if you're gonna have somebody make a home cooked meal here. What are they
Um,
making?
I would say okay. My favorite food is lasagna,
Okay.
and like my grandma's lasagna is just the best ever. So I would say that, but in general, like pretty much everything. It's just like I don't know.
What's the go-to replacement?
Salad.
Yeah. All right.
Probably for you, yeah. She eats salad every day.
Has any family come over yet, other than when they came with you?
My parents are coming here in 2 weeks for Thanksgiving. Yeah, so I'm excited to see them because they didn't come here with me in June. So I'm gonna see them.
Awesome.
My parents only came here once the first time I came here, but they said like they wanted to come this time too, but they said we're just gonna come when you graduate. Like it's just first.
It's
of
a
all,
lot.
It's
a
a lot,
A
and
lot of
it's
money, a lot of time.
time. It's
Yeah.
that too.
Mhm.
But yeah, except that no, my sister said she's gonna come visit me, but now she's like getting married, so she's all,
in her
like,
own world.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
Obviously, really important matches this weekend, and a high likelihood you guys will be playing in the conference tournament. What are you focusing on in practice right now to get prepared?
I'm just trying to stay like focused on the process, like just little adjusting, like on blocking, especially like picking the right spot. And since like I'm playing like out of my position, just like keep working on that and being there for my teammates.
I would say, I don't know, we're getting to that time of the season where like you're tired and everything. So I'm just like trying to not lose my focus and like work hard to get better every day. I think that's it in every single thing.
All right. So thanks again for being on, Alessia and Miriam.
Thank you.
Or Mimi, I should say.
Yeah. Thank
All
you.
right.
Thank you.
Thanks again for spending some time to talk today. I know you'll be on the court playing again in 2 days on Friday, and that's part of our preview of what's to come for UNF Athletics. Looking ahead, we have 3 more home events the rest of the month, so don't miss them. Men's basketball takes on Southern Miss tonight, and tomorrow UNF has its home finale. That's the volleyball team against Lipscomb as it pushes for the conference tournament. Men's basketball turns around to battle Trinity Baptist Monday, and volleyball goes to UNA Sunday. Women's hoops leaves Coral Gables and goes to FIU tomorrow before heading to Huntsville to face Alabama A&M on Wednesday. And a big day for UNF cross country is set for Friday with the South Regionals. Thanks again for listening to the 10th edition of Talon Talk. Listen in next week for more. Swoop.